Okay, an unexpected live. We'll see if anyone joins. I've got a couple of things I want to talk about. I've not made a video for a little while, so yeah, we'll do a little live. The dead cat's come off. I was going to do this on the computer, but the battery in my mouse has died, so I've not used the computer for a little while, so I've just put that on charge. So I'm doing it on my phone, which I had my notes on the phone, but obviously now I can't see the notes, so I'm going to have to wing it. And I need to get used to the camera being over there. Okay, so I'm not actually expecting anyone to join this live, so I'm actually doing it instead of a video. But so I've not made a video for a little while. My regular viewers will have noticed. There's a few reasons for that. First off, my channel is primarily, it started off as a photography channel, and I'd like it to go back to photography. It's turned into like a bus vlog, because obviously I'm a bus driver and that takes up the most of my time. But I'm on my own rota line now, so I do the same duties every day, and that makes it very hard to make different content, or what I feel is different content. So yeah, that's why the vlogs have fallen off a little bit. I've also had the flu. Last month. I've still got the cough from it. Gradually going, but yeah, that's another reason why I stopped as well. So what have I got planned? I'm going to keep making videos. I'm going to still make bus vlogs, just not as many, because, like I say, I do the same thing every day, so it gets a bit boring. So I will make a vlog if and when something happens of interest. And I just want to also make an official note that anything I say is my opinion only. I don't represent the company in any way, shape, or form. They don't sponsor the videos, and there is no connection. So all my content is my own. Little disclaimer there, and my own opinions and things like that. Um, there have been a few updates, shall we say, in the bus industry lately. The government invested £500 million in new buses for Go Ahead. I believe that's part of the government's plan to renationalise the bus industry. I could be wrong on that. I'm interested to see what sort of format that will be. I saw an interview on local TV. I think that's the channel name. Basically, what's going on in Brighton and stuff like that. And they were talking to some Liberal Democrat bloke about the Sussex mayor. Apparently, they've delayed electing a Sussex mayor until next year, and they were saying that his primary role, or one of his primary roles, will be to bring the bus industry within Sussex back under local authority control, and he'll have the power to do that and everything that's needed. So that will be interesting. As for what format that will take, whether it will be franchises like the trains have done over the last God knows how many years, or whether they run the services themselves, is yet to be seen. I've seen both theories. Would they go down the franchise route? Possibly initially, because all the companies have all the buses and the staff and the infrastructure and stuff like that. So what role the local authorities would take in the actual running of it, setting fares, they're already doing that. Bus routes, they're already doing that to a degree. The frequencies, where they run, how often they run, how late in the day they run, because there's a massive redevelopment in Brighton and it looks very much car unfriendly. So is it all to do with stopping cars coming into the city centre? I know they want to reduce the amount of cars that are on the road, don't they, the government? So is that all part of it? Who knows? If it is, and they want to reduce the amount of cars on the road, they need to really increase the frequency of the buses first thing in the morning and last thing at night, purely so the drivers of the buses can get to work. Obviously, at Brighton and Hove, we have a staff bus first thing. So, but if that was to ever stop, a lot of drivers wouldn't be able to get to work. And also, will it mean a merger of Brighton and Hove and Worthing, or all the companies in Sussex? Will it just be Sussex? Who knows? It'd be interesting to see. But yeah, as I've said many times in my videos, I'm not a bus enthusiast. I know very little about buses. You guys know a lot more than I do about buses. I know how to drive them. I know how to check them out in the morning and stuff like that. So I probably know more than the average person, as every bus driver would. But as for the particular buses, not got Scooby. Don't know. I've got very little interest in buses. They're not my thing, which is weird as a bus driver, I guess. Especially an autistic bus driver, you'd think I'd be happy as Larry, but yeah, it's not my thing. I know very little about the buses themselves. I've only ever been to one bus rally, and that was Worthing. Videos somewhere on the page. I think that was last year or the year before. I quite like the old vintage buses, but I like vintage cars and trucks and stuff like that. Again, I know nothing about them, but they're different and they look different. So that's probably the extent of my interest in buses. So yeah, what I'm planning on doing is going back to photography. I was going to go out today, but I'm not too sure what the weather's going to do. I'm getting conflicting weather reports for today. That's probably my autism going, you don't really want to go out. But I've done a couple of videos. What I'm doing is I'm planning on going to different locations around Brighton and Hove to start with, that are on the bus routes, and doing a photo walk, POV style, but also giving a little bit of the history of that location as well. So that way I think I'm staying on the bus theme by exploring the bus routes, but also bringing the photography back, which is the purpose of the channel. If that'll work or not, I don't know. We'll see. But when you make YouTube videos, you've got to enjoy them as well. Otherwise, it's sort of pointless making them, really. Like, I don't make any money off this channel. I haven't hit the criteria for monetization. I've got the subscribers, but I'm falling short of the watch time. So I'm not making any money off the channel, so I need to enjoy it as well. Otherwise, it just becomes a job, and I've already got one of those. As for live streaming, I think I mentioned it in one video a little while ago. I haven't really mentioned it too often, but I have started up another channel. It's called Darren Gaming, and I do live streams on that channel while I'm gaming. I've got it set so any comment in the chat comes up on the screen, and it will also tell me what you've said in case I miss it. So if you want to come and join me over there, it's Darren Gaming. I sometimes play with a couple of other drivers as well, so you're more than welcome to come and have a chat over there when I do a live stream while I'm playing Call of Duty. What else is there? I'm on my phone. I've not got my notes. Yeah, I'm still promoting autism awareness as well, and talking about that, particularly with other drivers. I get asked about it a lot with other drivers and how it is with me. Obviously, autism is a form of neurodivergence, so we're all different. It's a spectrum, so everyone's different, just like every neurotypical person is different. The difference being is, and I believe, a neurodivergent person, the neuro pathways operate differently and activate different parts of the brain, sometimes more parts of the brain. Apparently, I've seen today, I don't know if it's true, a neurodivergent has more neurons, particularly around sensory things, which is why you get overload, sensory overload, and stuff like that. I don't know if that's true. It's something I saw on a autism page earlier today. But I have seen a CT scan of the brain operation between neurotypical people and neurodivergent people, and yeah, it's very different. Which is funny because I've like my whole life I've had people say like, "Oh, you need to try and learn to do this. You need to do that, and all the rest of it." And you can't change your neurology. You just can't. So what that does is really show a misunderstanding of what autism is. So yeah, I find that quite interesting. It makes me chuckle a little bit. But yeah, being an autistic bus driver, I've done a playlist on it, and it's not. It sort of suits me really because um, although sometimes I really dislike the job, I don't actually think it's the job I dislike. I think it's the working I dislike, the employment. Like the rules that are set on you can feel um, a little bit crushing sometimes, and like they're there for a reason. The rules, I get that the rules are there for a reason. It's just sometimes you just want to be left alone to get on with it, and and obviously sometimes I'd rather be out doing something else, which I think goes for many people that are in employment. Like how many people go to work and actually want to be there? Then look, really, you want to be off living your life, don't you? But yeah, it is what it is. You need to work to earn money. You need to have money to live. So it's one of those, isn't it? Bit of a catch-22. Ideally, what I'd like to do is start making money off of this channel, buy a bus, convert it a little bit, turn the back end of it into like a camper van sort of thing, and tour the country. But I don't know if that will ever happen. Probably not. Who knows? But yeah, I've made a few paranormal videos on here, which are interesting experiences. I've been watching a channel actually, a couple of debunkers on the paranormal. Beardo Gets Scared and Mr. Grey. And they're quite interesting because obviously I've got some paranormal equipment that I use. And although I think of it slightly differently, it's quite good to come across these debunkers that have debunked these sorts of equipment because it lets you know what else can trigger them. Like, so a REM pod, for instance, can be triggered by radio waves and stuff like that. So you need to be mindful of that. The apps, I've said right from the start, they are computer apps. They're programmed to spit out random words and so on. So what I do when I use those, I look for what's the word? Context. I look for context. So if I ask, for a name and it gives me a name, it's in context. I still take it with a bit of a pinch of salt, but it's in context for the video and stuff like that. I did have a separate channel for the paranormal videos, but I don't make that many of them, so it seemed a bit of a waste, a lot of work for no reason. Which is why I've started bringing them onto this channel into a separate playlist. I know YouTube says like you should have your own niche and all the rest of it. But yeah, it's a small channel, and because it's a vlog, or it's turned into a vlog, I actually think that no matter what video I make, it still fits, because it's still me. It's still me doing a vlog. It's just the topic that's changed. So does it still fit? I don't know. They get a lot of interest, like from people that I know. Probably more than the photography ones, actually. Probably more than the bus ones. But yeah, is it weird that I do paranormal videos? I haven't been out on a ghost hunt for quite a while, actually. I've got a couple of places I want to go to, but it's finding the time to get there. I'm going to Lisbon in June. That'll be fun. I'm going to take my camera there. I've never been on a plane before, so that'll be interesting. See, I'm more into planes than I am buses. Not like the numbers and all of that, but I get a bit fixated. I like watching them flying and landing and stuff like that. But yeah, I've never been on a plane, so that'll be interesting. I will be recording that and making a video of that, and I'll probably make a couple of videos in Lisbon. It's meant to be very nice for photography as well, Lisbon, so that'll be nice. Somewhere different from summer sun. Um, yeah, what else? I'm trying to remember what I had in my notes, but I can't remember. Autism, buses, videos, photography. I was going to go down to Palmyra Square today, and it's got quite an interesting history, actually, Palmyra Square, because where I'm getting the history of the locations as well to sort of make the script. I'm learning stuff about the local area as well. Yeah, a couple of people have jumped on and off. So yeah, I think I'll leave this here. I think I've covered what I wanted to cover. But yeah, if you want to join me on some more live streams, go over to Darren Gaming and join me over there. Hit the subscribe button over there, and hit the subscribe and share and like and notification bell and all of that business. Oh, we're still building Conway Street. Most of the west side has been knocked down now. The west garage completely gone. The front hill behind the offices, that's now gone as well. They've laid the floor for the new building. It's taken a long time. Apparently, there've been some sort of issues. But yeah, it's taken a long time. But apparently, the framework of the building's going to be going up soon. I keep getting asked, has the company got funding from the government or the council for the new building? And I haven't got a clue. I have no idea what the the government and the councils fund in the bus industry. I know they subsidise some routes, and the only reason I know that the government have bought the new buses that we're getting, the electric ones, I think they are, is because the government announced that they were investing £500 million for new buses for Go Ahead. That's the only reason I know that. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this here. Join me over on Darren Gaming if you want some more live streams, and hopefully I'll get out and start making some more videos soon. You need to take a break as well, otherwise you burn out. So yeah, that being said, I'll see you again next time. I don't know.